Welcome back, everyone, to Prime News at 7. You know, on Mondays, we like to break down the new fall television season for you, and our guest panelist tonight is Mo from US 101. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So glad that you're here. We like to say that we don't have true experts, just big fans.
Yes, there you go. I was about to say, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I can talk.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we're going to actually start off with talking about Sunday night TV. Here's the headlines so far this season. Football still king on NBC, getting some of the best ratings for the week. Now, the grudge match this year is The Good Wife versus Desperate Housewives. And so far, The Good Wife's pulling ahead, Desperate Housewives really struggling. And finally, after a big first week, Pan Am dropped a lot last night. So we thought we'd ask tonight, will Pan Am make it? What do you think? I know that you and I have both been watching the show. Do you think the show is going to survive?
I think it can survive. I love it. I think it's a really good show. I love how it's set back into a different era.
Yes.
Kind of makes me think of Mad Men.
Yes.
Kind of get that 60s feel. So I love it. I think it could be great.
You know, the one criticism that I've heard, and I've heard this from two men, is why are they trying to do that espionage part of it? Why have that part of the drama? What do you think? I actually think it kind of keeps it from being a soapy soap opera. What
I
do
agree.
you think?
I think you get too much of the love and the drama. I think this adds a little bit of mystery to it. Kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit, keeps you going back for the next episode. I love it. I think it's a great twist. I wasn't expecting it when I watched the opening, so it was good.
So that's definitely an interesting part of it, and it's interesting that's paired up with Desperate Housewives, because I think the good comparison there is Desperate Housewives can be kind of a soapy soap, but they also had, at least for the first season, the question about Mary Alice and why, you know, the show started the way it did. So I think that's something that works. What do you think?
I think that it definitely works. I love it that you just never really know what's going to come next. I think already having characters like Bridget, the one character in Pan Am, she's like showing up and not showing up. I mean, already second episode, you're always kind of wondering, well, what are they doing with her? What's going on with that? So I think it's a great show. When you think it's going to just be about a bunch of stewardess on an airplane, they kind of throw in that little twist.
There you go. I totally agree. And you know, another big show obviously is Dancing with the Stars. And so J.R. Martinez, he made his third performance. He's going to make his third performance tonight on Dancing with the Stars. How far do you think that he can go?
I think he could go really far. Do I think he's the best dancer? No, not at all. But he's got a really touching story. People love that, the pulling of the heartstrings. I definitely see him top 3.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really interesting that we actually have somebody local that we can root for. And since I just did Dare to Dance here in Chattanooga, I can tell you it's a lot of hard work. So the fact that he's able to do that, I think definitely we should definitely
Better you guys
cheer for
than
him.
me.
See, now, of course, you just had a baby.
So
the
no
fact
dancing
that
for me
dancing,
right now.
I think it's interesting, though, that at least we can watch that. And obviously, the reality shows, they're a huge hit. The numbers are always impressive for all of them. The Voice, Dancing with the Stars, all the reality shows. But what do you think? Kind of like when Lauren Elena was on American Idol, this area was drawn into the show more. Do you think that's happening with J.R. Martinez?
You know, I have to say with Lauren Elena, I heard a lot about that. Maybe just because I do the music side of things, so it was more, we want more Lauren Elena. I haven't heard too much about J.R. People calling in saying, let's support him, go J.R. So I think the community is definitely going to wrap their arms around him. I just haven't heard much about it yet, but like I said, top 3. I think he'll get there.
Do you think maybe it's the fact that he is no longer living in Dalton? I mean, Lauren Elena would make appearances here. You know,
she's
we
still
had
kind
that
of
hometown
current.
support.
Yeah, I think that could be the case too.
So it could be the fact that he's in Los Angeles. But you know what? I'm sad that no one's calling into your radio show. Of course, Mo from US 101. I right now I'm saying let's do it. Let's support J.R. Martinez.
I know, yeah.
Let's give
I think we should get the hype going.
I think
like
so,
we did
definitely.
with Lauren Elena. I think that would be a great thing.
Exactly. And obviously singing, that's a natural talent that people have, but dancing is not an easy one.
Yeah, definitely have to practice.
I would say so. So obviously it's going to be an interesting season to watch. Do you think that those numbers are going to stay high for the reality shows, or do you think are we starting to play them out? What do you think? I mean, I know that you follow these shows regularly.
I think they'll stay high. I think people like watching people just like me and you trying to accomplish big dreams, whether it's singing, dancing. I have no doubt that reality TV is here to stay for a while.
Okay, now obviously the competition shows, but what do you think about the other side of reality, the Jersey Shore type of shows?
Sadly, we all love a good piece of drama. Their life is way more exciting than mine, so I'm going to watch theirs every night.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. And you know what, Mo? I think you've got something interesting. There's going to be a TV connection coming up with your High Noon Saloon this month. Tell us about
we're
that.
hoping for a TV twist there. We have Josh Kelly. He's a big country artist, up and coming, shall I say. He's going to be at our High Noon Saloon on Wednesday, October 12th. And what people might not know about Josh is that he's married to Katherine Heigl. big Grey's Anatomy star. Of course, she's been in a ton of movies.
Yep.
Do we know for sure she's coming? No, but hey, she could be there. You never know.
There you go. I've got my fingers crossed, and everyone check it out. And everyone stay tuned. We got more to come, right, John?